A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Vanakkam, Vandanam, Namaste, Namaskar, good evening and welcome to a look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss on Radio Udaan of Light of Life. Here comes the tantalizing Tuesday, November 18, 2014, and this is your Balanagendran has come with a treasure. Perhaps today I must say that I have come with the treasures to hunt in this treasure hunt show for our eternal bliss. A look into a book, an excavation for eternal bliss. It's been an awesome journey that we are having through treasure hunt on every Tuesday 9 to 10. The 60 minutes through which we are traveling with various authors and their creation is surely a milestone and a stepping stone that we need to follow in order to attain the eternal bliss. This is what the theme and the purpose we have done as of now till date with the help of all of you. And it's gonna be more exciting, exhilarating, emphatic, and it's gonna be fantabulous with the help of all of you, that we know for sure. Type in your address bar www.radioudaan.com, radioudaan.com, where you can find a link to submit feedback. Excellent, very good, good, okay, poor are the choices. As I used to say, it may be a cliche, but I'm sure that it won't fall on deaf ears. Your choice is the key to open the door of success. So feedback us as you've been doing since the inception of Radio Udaan, since the inception of A Look into a Book, an excavation for eternal bliss on tantalizing Tuesday 9 to 10 p.m. There are various ways through which you can enhance the borders, you can widen and strengthen the pillars of Radio Udaan. Pulse with us in the largest social media and the micro media. Facebook.com/Radio Udaan, RADIO space UDAAN, where you can find the page in the group. Join us, share your views, thoughts, ideas, suggestions for the betterment of this wonderful platform, the master of infotainment, the glorious gorge in the world through which you can swim to attain your eternal bliss. Radio Udaan is always for you. So join us, and even you can follow us in Twitter, and besides all, you can text me now. I'm on Skype. We can have an instant interaction as I'm going live from Chennai. You can interact me from wherever you are. Radio Udaan is now flourishing across more than 105 countries. Hence, Skype is the greatest tool through which you can interact me. Add us if you haven't done before. Just add us. The Skype ID is Radio Udaan, RADIOUDAAN. We will have the wonderful lifetime of our entire path of living. We will have the dream of our lifetime. Before delving into the proceedings, it must be meant to tell you this. Participate more. Participate more in Radio Udaan's activities. Feedback us, comment us. Even your comments and feedbacks can be critical, but make sure it is constructive. We always welcome constructive criticisms, because those constructive criticisms are the foremost reason through which we are traveling right now without a hindrance or a blockade. We can overcome every blockade with the help of all your constructive criticisms. Hence, participate, and you can also participate in various shows through which you can find www.radioudaan.com/participate. Let's do this. The more you participate, the more you have the chance, the glorious chance of being a part of Radio Udaan's maiden convention, which is going to be on February 7th, 2015 at the National Capital Territory, Delhi. So, hurry up. First come, first serve basis. Those who participate more will gain the free entry. The top 5 participants to Radio Udaan's proceedings will gain the free entry into the maiden convention of Radio Udaan. The entry cost is around 2,000, and for Delhi it is 500. However, if you participate more and if you become one among the top 5, it is free, absolutely free, zero payment. So hurry up. What are you waiting for? Open your lappy or PC and participate with us. Let's plunge ourselves into today's proceeding of our treasure hunt show, a look into a book, an excavation for eternal bliss. This is Balanagendran. Today come with treasures. We are going to witness only one treasure to the fullest, but without knowing another treasure, it would be like we have been blindfolded and taken into the Amazon bush. I don't want it to happen to all of us, especially I don't want it to happen to you as well. Hence, let's see the treasures. One treasure which we have already witnessed once we have traveled from 9 to 10 a couple of weeks ago, and another is gonna be new. What's the link between both of them? We'll let you know soon. Let's begin to talk about what's gonna be the today's treasure that we are gonna hunt and save, that we are gonna keep as a source of our ecstasy, that we are gonna dig deep down to the core till 10 o'clock today to find and to transform our life from the world of stress to the world of bliss on Radio Udaan, a flight of life.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो उड़ान, फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ।
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
As Magnus Carlsen and Vishy Anand are hunting at each other, throwing fists at each other to clinch the prestigious world title, as Game 8 is on its way, it's time for us to hunt and throw fists at the source through which we can feel the eternity of happiness that presents in our life. Happiness is there with everyone. It is up to them whether to invoke and enforce or to make it endangered. It is an act of indentured human beings to suppress their happiness without knowing that happiness is in everything. Even at the death, you have happiness. But we are not gonna speak of those spiritual values. This is just to connect the treasures that we are gonna see. And today we are gonna see two books. I don't say it's, perhaps I shouldn't use the term mere book. It's an amazing, high-flying, high-pounding, and exhilarating portrayal of two authors. But there is a link between two authors. Undoubtedly, it's true that both of them are not siblings, both of them are not couples, both of them have no relationship in terms of family and in terms of blood. But they both have a great bridging thing between each other. This is what the reality. One happened to be the world famous bestseller, another the junior, and the second arc of this former author is emerging since 2005 till now as the greatest author who is going to occupy the spotlight, like the famous bestsellers like Agatha Christie, Dan Brown, and many more who will make you to sit at the edge of the seat. We cannot forget Jeffrey Archer here. Jeffrey Archer is one of the best among the best, whom we are going to witness in coming segments for sure. And Frederick Forsyth, many authors are there who can make you to sit at the edge of the seat. Even who knows, somebody might have gone down onto your knees to read and find what's next, what's gonna be. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen to this? Why this bugger is doing to this girl this much damage? Why this idiotic woman is doing this much damage to this man? What happens? What's gonna be the end? Page by page, paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase, word by word, you will put your pupils dilating and your breath increasing inexorably. This is what the credit that we could give to these special personalities. From this, description, you can understand about what I'm talking. Today we are going to see another thriller, fiction, a creation that goes into the core imaginative cognizance of a person, a fiction that will surely make you feel the friction, a fiction that will help you to find your emotion, your emotional quotient. What do you think? Sometimes when we read thrillers, it will enhance our brain. It will enhance our brain and our mental cortex. Because while reading any thriller, it will help us to visualize. It could be most of us would have found the next move that the author is going to make. This is nothing but an equal to a chess game. That's why we have made the comparison of the current fight championship between Magnus and Vichy. The thriller is also the same, and let's begin to speak about the book without wasting much time. Today we are going to see, as I've said, the book of a book. It would be best to put it in this way: a book of a book. A book that acts as a link to give second part. But the second part hasn't been written by the same author. It's the difference of this wonderful creation. The former, the author who has written without mentioning as part 1, was a male who has the tenacity to portray about female, the feminine nature through which he explains everything, attracted more female fans around the world. He has been congratulated, wished, appreciated, praised, and worshipped by more number of females than males in the world because of the femininity that his creations, though be the friction, possess. Such induce or complacency or such force turned one of his fans to become the modern day current growing author. This is what the exact contribution, achievement, and success of a good writer. He has not only left his legacy when he passed away, he has also left another author who can make us feel his presence through the second parts of all his creations. Today we are going to say a woman who has continued Sidney Sheldon's creations collections, and the author who acted as a connecting link between Sidney Sheldon's books and her creations. She has resurrected the souls of the characters from the ashes of Sidney Sheldon. Today we are going to say the game played by women. Sidney Sheldon titled as Master of the Game, and Tilly Baksha named it as Mistress of the Game. Mistress of the Game by Tilly Baksha. It's been an immense thing to say. Master of the Game ends with a suspension. The suspense, heartbeat, will grow to its peak. Pressure will reach its zenith. Emotions will emerge to its limits. Sidney Sheldon has put a full stop. Oh, what's gonna happen to this 90-year-old woman? Is she dead? Or is she going to rule the cruiser brand for many years? What she is planning to do to that 8-year-old Robert, who happened to be the young, beautiful kid who wanted to become the world-famous pianist. However, Kate Blackwell doesn't even like even a single bit. That's where she planned. That's where she said about Zubin Mehta. Book has come to its conclusion. Tilly Baksha thought, the author, who has a real name of Matilda Emily N. Baksha, born on 12 June 1973 at London, England, grown up in a well-versed family where her elder sister happened to be the parliamentary member for the Conservative Party, his father the marine artist, her brother one of the writers to the dailies. Tilly Baksha educated in the Wolfingham School. At the age of 17, while she was spending her schooling, she became pregnant, and she has become the single mother of a tender baby who has been newborn to herself. At the age of 18, she has gone to Cambridge University to be educated with a 10 months old baby at her toe. Then she began to work as a journalist, author of articulate, and also she has contributed to Sunday Times and other United Kingdom based dailies and weeklies and monthlies. Tilly Baksha in the year 2005 began to invest her heart and soul into the journey of being a writer. Adorned was the first creation released in 2005. Flawless, famous, scandalous, and many other creations of her own. She has also invested to write as a continuum to her favorite author's creations. That's why she has given Mistress of the Game, the continuum of Master of the Game by Sidney Sheldon. Angel of the Dark, a new creation that has a connection with Sidney Sheldon's Rage of Angels, or Are You Afraid of the Dark? She has combined both and given a new version. And in the book Angel of the Dark, we will see it a few weeks later, where the story is all about the cutting of heads of old men who are married to the younger beautiful women, where the culprit will stab and cut the throat and will rape those young beautiful women brutally and will tie them both, where the old man's head will be hanging at the thread, at the help of a thread. How brutal it is. This is what Tilly Baksha. She also written Chasing Tomorrow, the continuum of If Tomorrow Comes, and many other Sidney Sheldon's collections, which we are going to see in coming weeks. As of now, it's going to be our travel with the Africa-born Jamie McGregor's brainchild, Kate Blackwell's pet project, Master of the Game's continuum, Mistress of the Game.
इफ यू आर अ स्पोर्ट्स लवर, अगर आपको खेलों और खिलाड़ियों का जुनून है, तो रेडियो उड़ान लाया है आपके लिए द मोस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्पोर्ट्स शो ऑन रेडियो, स्पोर्ट्स गैलेक्सी विद स्वाति सक्सेना. Tune on to Radio Udaan every Tuesday 10 to 11 p.m. and know all about sports and its events, the famous personalities and much much more. अपने पसंदीदा खेल और खिलाड़ियों के बारे में जानिए और गॉसिप का मजा भी उठाइए. Only on Radio Udaan, Sports Galaxy with Swati Saxena. 10 to 11 p.m. and rebroadcasted on Wednesday 5 to 6 p.m.
जी हाँ दोस्तों, मेरे यानी कि अपने दोस्त आरजे श्याम के साथ चलिए टेक्नोलॉजी के सफर टेक सिटी पर, जहाँ होंगी बातें मोबाइल्स की और होंगी बातें कंप्यूटर्स की. तो मेरे यानी कि अपने दोस्त आरजे श्याम के साथ सुनना न भूलिएगा हर बुधवार रात 8 बजे रेडियो उड़ान पर टेक सिटी.
एक मंच जहां मिलती है महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां,
सवाल हो और जवाब दूं.
एक मंच जहां होते हैं हंसी और ठहाके.
वाह.
एक मंच जहां होती हैं चर्चाएं.
दूसरी वाली आपको नहीं समर्पित करूंगा.
नहीं कीजिए, बड़े स्पोर्टिंग.
आप पहले सुन लीजिए, उसके बाद कहिएगा आपको चाहिए समर्पण कि नहीं चाहिए.
एक मंच जहां मिलेगा लोकप्रिय संगीत.
और इन सब के बीच एक ऐसा मंच
यहाँ मिलता है सब कुछ। लॉग ऑन कीजिए www.radioudan.com और जुड़ जाइए हमारे साथ।
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Tilly Bagshaw's Sidney Sheldon's Mistress of the Game. The book, the title, is not only Mistress of the Game. Tilly Bagshaw has dedicated the book especially to Alexandra Sheldon, and with the title Sidney Sheldon's Mistress of the Game. It's considered that the book is preceded by Masters of the Game, and it is followed by Sidney Sheldon's After the Darkness. This is a sequel, as we already said. This is a sequel of Master of the Game. So it would be irrelevant if we move to talk about the continuum of a preceded book. For the new listeners, we would like to give some precise note about Sidney Sheldon's Master of the Game, where he outwitted almost every thriller books in the world. He has already been known as the Prince of Potboilers, Master of Storyteller, but Master of the Game has been critically acclaimed to be the real gamer in the game of authorship. So, if you have listened our review in the past about Master of the Game, no problem, it will be a small revision. If you haven't listened, this is the time for you to have two books at the same time. This is the greatest gift that we can get through Radio Udaan and Flight of Life. Master of the Game is all about a Scottish man perhaps, who lives in the farm field family, a family that is agro-based, want to earn more, want to be richer, want to be the wealthiest man on the planet. Jamie McGrath, the first character mentioned by Sidney Sheldon. This is where everything begins. Jamie McGrath traveled from Scotland to South Africa. South Africa is known for mines, diamond mines especially. South Africa is still the largest nation that mines diamonds and exports the most. In that sense, the author has taken a wonderful grip on his handle to talk about the diamond story, the diamond thirst, the quench to become a billionaire of the world. The book begins around 1880s, perhaps we can say 1880s and 85, where the author transforms himself to 1980s. Even he has crossed the world wars and many other immaculate passing events, even American presidents, and Sidney Sheldon, being the American, portrayed the American culture and the European culture as we used to see from his books. In Master of the Game, it has been of no exception. This is where he explains everything. Jamie McGrath traveled through a ship and he has stepped down to South Africa. from then on, he has to move to the city or village where people are talking about getting diamonds from the sand itself. The way he traveled in the bullock cart, and the way he lived, through which he traveled the river banks to find the diamonds, where he has been screwed by one of the landlords of South Africa who owns most of the area, the surrounding, where Jamie McGregor has been beaten to a pulp, where he hid himself, and Banta, the black man who helped Jamie McGregor to screw and to take his vengeance back on the landlord and the mining lord of that village. That's where everything begins, where Margaret, the daughter of that landlord, has been made pregnant by Jamie McGregor in the name of love, but to screw the landlord, and landlord finally died. Margaret and Jamie McGregor had some exchanges. Finally they lived together because of the kids. 2 kids, 1 girl and 1 boy. But the boy passed away. The girl named Kate, and she has been grown, where after a few moments Banta lived and escaped and hid because of the war. In between there was a mining accident and mining fields explanations. In Master of the Game especially, you have to read, as I said, even if possible you can request the archive of that show where we have spoken about Master of the Game, where we have explained how it would make you to feel if your body is being eaten by the vultures and eagles, even if you are alive, even while you are alive. That's what happened to Jamie McGregor, where eagles and vultures were started stinking at his body and the blood started pouring on him. That's where he turned conscious from being unconscious. This is where the scenario has changed, and Cruiser Brent has started its proceedings. Master of the Game is a continuum of 7 generations. Perhaps we can say from Jamie McGregor to Kate Blackwell's 90 years. It's been a path that talks about Jamie McGregor, Margaret McGregor, Kate Blackwell, David, and Banta, the Kate's daughters, even Kate's son Tony, and Kate's granddaughters, even Alexandra. That's where everything, daughters happen to be twins. That's where things has a swift stream. As I've said, you have to read about the eagles and the vultures eating a man alive. You should also read from the Master of the Game the scene or the portion that talks about how they have crossed the desert, where the guards were calling each other. One of the guards' name was Cruiser, another was Brent. Cruiser is calling Brent, Brent is calling Cruiser. That's why Jamie McGregor has found the name of his empire, the venture that turned into the most wealthiest business entities, not only in Africa but also in America, in the era of Kate Blackwell as Cruiser Brent. Dear listeners, in the meantime, it would be great to say that you can also feedback. While feedbacking, kindly mention how you want this look into a book, the show, to be presented to you. I had received some suggestions and comments. Somebody talks about illustration of events. I have received few comments where people are saying don't complete your book review to the fullest. That makes us disinterested in reading that book because we have come to know the full story in part because of this review. So tell me kindly, how do you feel and how do you want us to present you? This is just a trial. This trial can be made real only with your feedbacks. As we have spoken, Jamie McGregor at the past, he has passed away due to heart attack. Then Margaret has taken Cruiser Brent. In between, numerous events are taking place. Jamie McGregor has developed the Empire Cruiser Brent, where mining factories, everything has been opened, the banks have been opened, everything is taking place. Sidney Sheldon has showed his stupendous skill. And Margaret McGregor died due to breast cancer when Kate Blackwell returned from her school at the age of 18, where she went on to study at the Harvard Business School, and she returned where David, one of Jamie's friends and managers of Cruiser Brent, and Margaret McGregor's close associate, when she was 18, and fell in love, the man who is twice of her age, David. It has happened many things. In between, David wanted to marry someone. Kate blocked that. Kate and David had a relationship. They had a son, and in between, David passed away in the mining accident. Kate Blackwell widened the borders of Cruiser Brent into the US. In America, she has become the world famous figure. And her son, who wanted to become a painter, but her mom wanted to become the successor to Cruiser Brent after the life of Kate Blackwell. However, the son is not obeying. He was painting, but Kate Blackwell screwed him. Once he shot at her, and she named him as hysterical. Hence, he turned retarded. Things have turned where he had two kids, Eve and Alexandra. When they were young, Alexandra and Eve were twins. Alexandra was beautiful, compassionate, cool, calm. But Eve was jealousy, full of envy, and she had sexual relationship with each and everybody in her school from whom she needs to get something. For example, if she wanted to go out, she used to have that relationship with the security guards around the army camp of that school, and with the teachers, with the principal, and many things that happened like that. Kate has come to know, and she banned and sent her out of the Empire of Cruiser Brent. At the 92nd birthday, Kate passes away. This is where the book begins, the book that we are going to see now. We request the listeners to excuse us for making you to wait this much long to witness today's treasure. To make it fruitful in listening, we have chosen to look into the prism of the past review of Master of the Game. Now let's begin ourselves to travel with Tilly Bakshaw's Mistress of the Game, where she begins her chapter 1 with the death and the funeral ceremony of the butterfly of the United States, the rich woman, the empire that she has transformed from the ashes, Kate Blackwell, the beast to Eve Webster, and the lovable grandmother to Alexandra Templeton. What happens from here? Tilly Bakshaw puts it through Mistress of the Game. This is where we need to be looking at to the book. The book has 35 chapters, 21 chapters in book 1 and 14 chapters in book 2. Both book 1 and book 2 are in the same book, don't get confused, which means part 1, part 2 of Mistress of the Game. But before that, it's a prologue. Prologue that reads like this, I quote. Lexi Templeton, laying on her bed, the bedroom through her ancestor and the butterfly of the United States, the richest woman Kate Blackwell lived. She was reading the note that has been sent to her. She has been waiting to celebrate her birthday. 41 years old, she looks beautiful with grey eyes and slender body. She is knowing to herself of becoming pregnant, and she's at the early stage of her pregnancy. She wanted to share this happy news with everybody, but her husband as well. And she was looking the note that says, I know what you did. The debt is closing in on you. Everybody have come to celebrate her birthday and the wedding day where she married. The president of US, due to the war in Middle East, couldn't come, and he has sent a note congratulating. And everybody, prime ministers, ministers, governors, singers, actors, everybody were there to celebrate this Cruiser Brand's leader's birthday and wedding ceremony. Things have gone, and Lexi Templeton was feeling the heat of the note. That's where everything is working in the plan. When she opened the window, seen through the lawn, she has seen the white marble spectacle of buildings. Afterwards, the brute black sea. She thought, sooner or later, this island is gonna be washed away completely by this brutal sea. And she has seen two black-coated security guards were approaching her residence, flashing their ID card. Lexi Templeton knew who they are and what they want. And the note reads, from Eve Webster. And she had gone downstairs to explain to her husband about this. Prologue ends, chapter 1 begins, where Lexi Templeton, the daughter and the current leader of Cruiser Brand, dealing with the vengeance, the troubles caused by her relative, probably her aunt, Eve Webster, and her son, Max Webster. What happens? What are the problems? Tilly Baksha makes her feel the essence. In between, most of us won't like this scene, but while reading we have to cross this as well. She has made a romantic relationship between Lexi Templeton and Max. Max is the son of Eve, and Lexi is the daughter of Eve's sister, that is Alexandra. Sister and sister, daughter and son having romantic sexual relationship. This is hard and sequence to read. However, it's based on culture. When we read any author, when we feel the author is explaining something disgusting according to our values, we must make our mind clear that it is the author's portrayal of the values and norms that they follow in their country. Every author used to project his or her cultural values even through their fiction. That's why I always used to say, all fictions are not an imaginative creation alone. What happens most? What happens next? How things have turned? What Lexi Templeton has done? Lexi Templeton surely done something bad. What she has done. Let's listen and let's travel with Tilly Backshot's Mistress of the Game on Radio Udaan, a flight of life through a look into a book with Bala Nagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Words, words, words. Let's sing in the ocean of words and explore its origin, meaning, usage, and many other known and unknown facts about it. Let's sail in the world of magical words and travel far with entertainment. To listen, Ocean of Words. Every Wednesday from 10 to 11 p.m. log on www.radioudaan.com.
बीते हुए लम्हों की कसक साथ
फिल्मी सितारों के कुछ खास लम्हात, कुछ खास जज्बात। सुनिए उनकी निजी जिंदगी की लव स्टोरी और वॉर की पूरी कहानी हमारे इस खास कार्यक्रम में, जिसका नाम है लम्हे लम्हे, कुछ खट्टे कुछ मीठे मीठे। हर बुधवार रात 9 से 10 मेरे यानी आरजे सुशील के साथ सिर्फ रेडियो उड़ान पर। मुलाकात तो होगी।
A look into a book with Bala Nagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Well, friends, we have come to the final part of today's treasure hunt, where we are traveling with Tilly Backshot's Mistress of the Game, a sequel continuum of Master of the Game by Sidney Sheldon. With this cool climate, I'm getting more enthusiastic with the help of all of you, and I feel that you're also enthusiastic after listening to Tilly Backshot's wonderful portrayal, as we are going to see what Lexi Templeton has done something that made Eve Webster to send a note even while staying at the deathbed. Chapter 1 begins at the funeral, as I've said earlier, of Kate Blackwell. Eve was satisfying herself that her nemesis or vengeance is being buried. On the other hand, Alexandra was sobbing and crying as the lovable grandmother has passed away at the age of 92. Many of the photographers, the journalists, were assembled at the St. Stephen's Cemetery to find Eve Webster's scarred face. Why her face got scarred, everything is mentioned in Master of the Game. You can read Master of the Game, and as a continuum, don't forget to read Mistress of the Game. It is not only a nice recreational habit, it will also be the most propitious moments that you can invest into the most powerful activity in reading these powerful women. Besides all, you can also analyze who is your favorite character in these two books. To me, Kate Blackwell. To you, read and let me know. Participate more, and let's speak together at the maiden convention of Radio Udaan on February 7, 2015 in New Delhi, and where you can see, we can speak about which is your favorite character of this sequence. Well, let's get back to the business. As Lexi Templeton gone down and the book one begins in the funeral, things have begun where Danny Caradi has been taking the photograph the author began to explain why he needs to take such photographs of Eve Webster. In the meantime, Lexi Templeton was a daughter to Alexandra and Peter Templeton. Alexandra has been proclaimed as mentally retarded by Eve, hence she has been sent to Peter Templeton, a psychiatrist, which we have seen in Master of the Game. In Mistress of the Game, Tilly Baksha has gone one ahead of far and said that Alexandra has a daughter, Lexi. When she was 18, Peter Templeton turned old. Alexandra passed away, and Eve has been living without a penny from Cruiser Brent. This is how things have begun. Lexi Templeton turned 18. Her brother Robbie, our cute Robert, who was a piano player, was very happy of being a piano player rather than being a member of Cruiser Brent. Hence, he allotted all the shares to Lexi Templeton. Lexi Templeton gained the entire control, where Max, her cousin, literally her cousin brother, and the son of Eve Webster, hated her for being the winner of the vote of confidence of the board of directors of Cruiser Brent at the age of 18. The entire Cruiser Brent has gone into the hands of Lexi Templeton. Lexi Templeton turned 25, where she was about to gain the 2/3 control of the entire venture of Cruiser Brent. This is all about business. Master of the Game, Mistress of the Game. All about business. The fiction that talks about not only diamond business, but also the expanded entity of Cruiser Brent. The Cruiser Brent that began with a small entity at the realms of Jamie McGregor and protected and prevented from hazardous activities by Margaret McGregor, expanded enormously by Kate Blackwell. Now Lexi Templeton is doing far better job to safeguard her ancestral ghosts. Where at the age of 25, Lexi and Max began to have a seductive, romantic life. I may be talking like storytelling, as this I follow the way through which we can see any book. I would like to make it more, reachable to each and everybody. If you don't like, and if you want me to transform, or if you want me to change the behavioral pattern, or if you want me to alter the paradigm of a look into a book, kindly feedback me so that I can understand through which I can present each and every book. As of now, we are going like a storytelling as for what has happened in the book and what was the author's idea for making this characterization and having a plot like this. While talking about Lexi Templeton and Max's romantic relationship, the author has gone beyond sexual exploitation, and she explained, which can only be read and cherished. It's hard to explain, as we all know. After a few moments, Lexi Templeton had a worst disaster of her life, and Cruiser Brent, board of directors, dismissed her from the entity because of Max. Because of Max released the pictures of Lexi that he has taken from the memory card that hits the board of directors, where they have fired Lexi Templeton. She has been out, and the company has turned back to Max. Max Webster finally fulfilled the dream of Eve Webster. However, in 1 year from the day on which Lexi Templeton got fired, Lexi has opened a Templeton venture a new entity named Templeton. She has married to a charitable Gabriel, a social worker. She has used the charitable funds to screw Kruger Brent, ultimately Max. In between, through the help of Eve, Max tried to slaughter Lexi, Robbie, even Eve used Max as an arrow to slaughter his own dad, Keith Webster, the doctor who turned the beautiful, succulent Eve to a scarred-faced, monstrous woman. This is where everything has taken a twist. In a few years, the entire Kruger Brent has gone bankrupt. The author explains how they have gone bankrupt, where Lexi Templeton screwed through illegal, illicit, illegitimate activities to take back her vengeance. When she married Gabriel, Gabriel said, we can be very happy with the Templeton Enterprises, why we want to have Kruger Brent, but Lexi had a vengeance to get back Kruger Brent. Hence, Kruger Brent finally gone back to the hands of Lexi Templeton. Though the skeleton of the transformation or the metamorphosis looks like the lifestyle of Steve Jobs, the late co-founder of Apple, Steve Jobs had a legitimacy through which he has been rehired by Apple, from where he has been fired at the age of 30. In this book, the author explains Lexi screwed Max. Lexi violated the law. Lexi screwed Gabriel. When she was pregnant, Gabriel came to know that she had screwed him by taking his charitable funds to purchase Kruger Brent in an illegal way. They got broke up, and they had a breakup in their love life, and the note has been received. This is where the author comes to another twist. The twist is nothing but the police was searching, and Lexi Templeton found the list of countries through which the United States has no extradition treaty. Extradition is nothing but getting back the prisoners or arresting anybody on the soil. She has found Maldives, and Lexi Templeton flew to Maldives, where she had joined with her husband Gabriel again after a realization, and Maxine, the daughter of Lexi Templeton. Well, friends, now we have come to the final minutes of today's treasure hunt. It might have been a raw explanation about two books. Undoubtedly, it might have been a raw, but I'm sure it's been interesting to know the outline. It is my duty to explain the outline. We cannot give the entire essence of a wonderful creations in 1 hour. So, write to me, feedback me, how do you felt? Excellent, very good, okay. Good and poor are the choices. Whatever choice you want to make, you can make with a specificity through which I can improve. And the show, A Look into a Book, an excavation for eternal bliss, can be improved. I'll meet you all next week on this Tantalizing Tuesday with another creator from 9 to 10 p.m. on Radio Udaan of Light of Life. Till then, take care of yourself. Don't forget to read Master of the Game by Sidney Sheldon. If you had read, don't miss to read Tilly Bagshaw's Sidney Sheldon's Mistress of the Game. Take care of yourself if possible, take care of others. Good night, buenas noches, vanakkam.
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.